things have been things have been very interesting over the last few months. You know, I accomplished personal goals that I wanted to accomplish, and essentially, kind of found what I was searching for, searching to accomplish within myself, and everything changes. The whole world changes. I've been on like a spiritual journey for probably the last 3 years, where I was kind of like aggressively going about it. I would say the spiritual journeys started way before then. Like the journey is the journey starts in the darkness, and but in the last 3 years, it's been me actively pursuing information, trying to find this light within myself after many years of being in patterns of like self-sabotage and living in a way that I've been taught to live by the world, by public opinion, general consensus and stuff like that, like everything that we learn. So, the past 3 years was really me finding me underneath all the noise, and really saying, I know this is who I am, and no one could tell me who I am, because I know thoroughly who I am, because I searched so deep. I went into like deep self-reflection, deep worldly reflection. Basically, you know, really discovering my own truth, uh, from my perception, uh, for my mind, like almost like a blank slate. Because I think as soon as we're born in this world, we get consumed with so much information, and we're like literally programmed in a way that we don't even know we're programmed sometimes. And we think certain beliefs are our beliefs because we've been told to believe certain things. So generally, I mean, you really don't know how deep programming goes until you run into like blocks, and those blocks are like, you desire things for yourself, but somehow you got a whole mental block on why you can't have it, why you shouldn't have it, and why you can't go get it. So you start to observe like, when did I form this belief, or why is this belief formed? And so seriously, like really observing every doggone thought that comes to your mind, uh, observing how you interact with the world, observing how the world interacts with you, and you kind of start to get a real clarity about like what you're seeing, and you start to see things in a total different way. Uh, I would say this spiritual journey over the last 3 years has been rough. Um, you may may lose relationships, not really lose them, just like grow out of them. You may run into conflict with you, yourself, your environment, because as your vibration increases, uh, you're just gonna be met with conflict. And sometimes, if you're not aware of what's going on, you'll retreat. And you'll go back to old patterns, because these are patterns that people accept from you. But somehow you gotta remain diligent and believe that, like, even through all the chaos and all the ups and downs of like the self-discovery process, that is something meaningful in it, something meaningful beyond what you can see. And I do believe you find it. I found it. And like they say, the truth hurts. And when they and the main reason people live in so much delusion is because the truth does hurt. Like looking directly at everything and saying like, this is what's real. Like, you know, I look at social media and I see people moving further into delusion, like with filters and this, and getting like fake followers, getting, you know, adding friends that don't really care about them for them, or know them for them. Like they only know them for a character that they're portraying to be. People post pictures that are not like the real life. You know, they're creating a lifestyle, like all this pretend stuff. And you know, I think the only way to really sit right in this world is like look at it head on and say, hey, this is what it is, and don't run from it. Don't create like a false narrative. Say this what it is. This is what it is, and accept it. And in accepting that, you find this greater peace, because you're no longer delusional about what you see. I mean, if you're a person that's pretending and creating delusion, you're only going to see other delusion. But if you're a person that is like seeking truth, you're going to start to see truth too. So, and the truth hurts sometime off initially. Then the truth becomes a place where it's the only thing you desire, because you can ground yourself in the truth. It's very difficult to ground yourself with a lie. It's going to keep your mind in a mental loop. If you did something right, if you did something wrong, if you should do more, if you should do less. So it's very difficult to ground yourself in a lie. Initially, it's hard to accept truth, but eventually and sustainably it becomes a place where you feel very powerful, I guess, because in a world where everybody's hiding, you're okay not hiding from anything. You're okay taking full accountability for your life, people in your life, where you're at, where you're going. And this is somehow beautiful and poetic, because they say the narrow path. The narrow path is really just like following their truth, and really it's funny that they call it the narrow path, like it's so rare, but that's how rare people confront like the whole truth of the world, reality has become. So, what have I gained out of this spiritual journey? I have gained things internally that I can't even put into words. It's hard to describe. Like, it's hard to describe it in words. It's like I've gained something inside of myself. Mainly that I don't think the English language has a word for. We could say peace, but I would say it would be deeper and more expansive than peace. Of course, there's a calm, but I don't know. I feel okay. But okay is not the right word either. So it's somewhere in between those words. And, you know, it's like I say, like, all I can equate everything is poetry. You know, and they say some people hate poetry. Because poetry is a mix of like all this. It's like art. It's a mix of this pain, the suffering, and it's a mix of like this, these epic moments too. You know, so like it's all this poetry is a mix of all these different emotions and stuff. And you know, we live in a world where people just want one emotion. Make it simple. Give me happy, give me joy, give me this. And the spiritual journey is a mix of like all these different emotions. But that's the truth for our reality. We're sitting here to feel all these different emotions. So like, that's part of confronting the truth, and that's part of the spiritual journey, saying, hey, I'm here for it all. And you feel all that stuff, and if you hold strong, don't go crazy, you're gonna come out on the other side with like something beautiful. And that's like that beautiful pain that the artist paints, or that poem that sends chills through your body. You know, that's something that's very rare. So with all that said, I'm out. I'll probably be checking in here, I don't know, whenever, sometime. All right, I'm out. Catch y'all later. And lastly, my final advice: go live a life, man, that makes you ecstatic, keeps you in good spirits. Live authentically and live true.
And all I say to you,
to the real ones,
is I hope you chase those dreams with a burning desire. With a burning desire, and through all the fire, and through all the flame, and through all the pain, I hope that you find happiness deep in your heart. I wish nothing but prosperity and abundance in your life. Much love.